epidemics and societies. And if you are free to join us, make a request, make a comment, we are going to read it. Thank you, Sir Blue. You can take the floor.
Okay, thank you. I won't say much for a start. Okay,
Okay.
but what I would say is to appreciate our women on the show for expressing their concern. Okay, but Yorùbá will say bó ṣe wà ní líkì bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló wà ní gbàǹjà. I hope you know what that means.
I
That is,
understand. As the
there
way
are
it is
various
in
type of
both side of the men, that's the same time the both side of the women.
you see, evil is not a parody of one city. It is a situation that occurs everywhere. Okay, bá a ṣe rí evil ní ọkùnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la rí ní obìnrin. But in support of our women and their view, I agree completely that many men out there are overlooking the importance of women in the society all the way to their homes, and therefore downgrading or degrading their women in the way they interact. A lot of us with African mentality, which there's nothing wrong in it. I'm an African, okay, and I think African mentality is a good thing, not a bad thing. It's only we have to rechannel it in a proper manner. You see, this African mentality that we have to subject women to the second rated is completely killing us. Uh, I have a friend. Whenever I'm into discussion with him, he usually have a phrase. Whenever his wife or any woman put their mouth, let me put it that way. If any woman have something to say, my friend usually say, don't put your mouth. This is men's issue. What he totally meant is that in this class, in this class of men, you are too little to put your mouth. That's exactly what he meant. I understand it. The woman that he is talking to understand it. Everybody that hears him understand exactly what he meant. So first of all, we need to get far away from that particular language. That don't put your mouth. It's a man issue. There's nothing like that. Because the world we are living today is built by men and women. Yes, men have taken the forefront in actually building the world. Okay, but we should not always forget that without these women in our lives, in our mental capability, rechanneling us to the proper place, there is no way men can successfully build the world. But and again, when the women are talking, they said most men today are boys. They are not mature. I can also say most women today are girls. They are not mature women. I'm sorry to say. I say most though. Just like you use the language most, I am using the language most too. I didn't say all. Okay? Because the reason why I said this is this. When you are a woman and everything you want to be is that kind of person that want to expose yourself. You want people to see the side of your boobs that they can enjoy. Or when you are wearing that skirt, you want to wear the one that will actually open your bum up to everybody to see. That is the portrayal of sexualizing women. If that is the kind of women you are, trust me, even before you meet any man, you already belittle the woman you are. So you cannot be asking for a man to give you respect when you yourself have already disrespected yourself. Because one thing we know as part of our tradition is that women respect is reserved in her body, in respecting her body, in covering her body in a proper manner. I'm not asking women to go and suffocate themselves by dressing up and down. No. But there are moderation that we need to apply. And once you lose that button of moderation, you completely lose the total respect. I mean, how do you control yourself by walking around the street and a common wheelbarrow pusher is whistling to you? A common bus conductor is whistling to call you. I'm pretty sure Mrs. Oluwaseun and Nigeria's wife, when they come out, they usually appear as very respected and reputable women, even with their dressing. Because I know these folks, I know them very well. But not all women today are like you. Most women today want to expose it. Be completely half naked, and yes, demand respect. Don't let us deceive ourselves. These two things does not work together as one. But I will go back to my own main point that bó ṣe wà ní Líkì bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ló wà ní Gbàǹjà. As we see and have many bad women out there, so we also have and see many bad men. If you want to blame men for promiscuity, don't forget that men promiscuity is not committed with Iroko trio. Men promiscuity is directly with other women. So the degradation of our value, our culture, is part of the problem why we are seeing divorce increase today. We want to become Americans. We want to become Londoners without having stepped foot in the airport. I don't know how that is possible. Many of us don't know where Muritala International Airport is located, yet we want to behave like an American. You see, the moment you are asking for that, you are also asking for trouble. To be an American comes with so many problems. Okay, comes with so many problems, and when the problem starts, we will not be able to handle it. Increase in the rate of divorce in America is no longer a new thing. It's now being normalized. In fact, they will help you to understand that the best way out of any relationship is to divorce. Okay, and if we choose to be like American, we will also face the same dilemma. That's part of what we are seeing today. But that is not all. There are so many other issues. I believe my colleague in the house will mention some other issues that may attribute to increase in divorce.
Thank you, Sablu, for that wonderful contribution. We all you have given us a main perspective that is men should only be the be the one to be hanged for this such in this ugly trend of divorce among our new generations of couple. And indeed, we all have that. It's not only peculiar to men. In my own view, men and women, they are two partners. It takes two to tangle. It takes two to make things work. Only one cannot make a marriage work. And we are trying to gradually depart from our old way of life. While some are still hold on to it, and it still cause a lot of dislocations in our relationship, and which everybody must try to find a meeting point to able to embrace a dialogue process to able to ensure we have a very viable and a very functioning societies. And that's it, and that's what AMI suggested. That's our blue. You are able to advance on one ideas which are trying to look. Let's look at it that. Most of African women are trying to embrace civilization, and this civilization comes with a lot of its own attendant problem. For example, now feminism and gender equalities. And we're trying to equate women in Africa with men, and they are trying to challenge the hegemony of men, and which has become a kind of a long tradition, which it will not be what, which will be difficult to change because we are evolving. We are not yet there. How can we attribute that to the issue of also the attitude of our societies, the issue of feminism and gender equality? Can we also advance that as one of the factors responsible for the women trying to call off the blood of a man that please, I can be myself. If it's not that one must be under you. Can we also advance that as one of the reasons for the high rate of divorce in society, Sablo?
Of course, I will not attribute the rate of divorce to the fact that women want to be independent. No. What don't we want that in our society? Don't we want women to be independent? We want to have empowered women. We want our women to be stronger. You know, it's a complete misconception that if your woman have power, suddenly it makes you a wimpy person. You are not a wimp, okay, for supporting your woman to be stronger, even if that woman eventually becomes stronger than you. Okay, the responsibility or completely lies upon the woman to be herself, even with the power. And I still believe that a lot of women have successfully managed power in the past without abusing it, especially towards their marriage mates. So why are we afraid of that? And we wish men are not afraid of that because it shouldn't be a problem. So I don't think women desire to be independent is the cause of the increase in divorce. Like I said, as we found women that are wobble-legged, the same thing we found men that are wobble-legged. But one thing is this: a lot of women are really disappointed in the society. Okay, is the society has not been the the best support for women, especially in Africa. Especially in Africa. Come to think of it, let me give you an example. Imagine a woman that loses her husband.